The moment fans have been waiting for has finally arrived. Netflix has given us a real update on One Piece Season 2, and this time the spotlight is on none other than Tony Chopper. For months, fans have wondered, how will the live-action show bring this beloved reindeer doctor to life? Will they lean into CGI, puppetry, or something entirely new? Now, with the trailer update out, we finally have our first hints, and trust me, it's already sparking major conversations across the fandom. The trailer wastes no time reminding viewers of why Season 1 became such a global phenomenon. We see the Straw Hats back in action, with Luffy's boundless energy, Zoro's calm intensity, and Nami's sharp determination anchoring the tone of the footage. But as the clips roll, eagle-eyed fans quickly noticed flashes that signal the next great adventure, snowy landscapes, dramatic music shifts, and a silhouette that has everyone buzzing. Yes, it's our first real tease of Chopper. Even though Netflix hasn't given us a full, crystal-clear shot of his face, the clever placement of quick cuts and shadowed outlines makes it obvious who's about to join the crew. What makes this trailer update so powerful is the way it builds anticipation without spoiling too much. It drops just enough to remind us where the story is heading, the Drum Island arc, but it leaves the door open for speculation. The snowy peaks and icy winds shown in the footage directly reference the chilling setting of Drum Kingdom, where Chopper's story unfolds. That single visual cue was enough for fans to flood social media with theories, frame-by-frame breakdowns, and excitement over the fact that Season 2 is leaning into one of the most emotional arcs in the series. The highlight, of course, is Chopper's brief appearance. Netflix clearly knows the pressure they're under with this character. After all, adapting a talking reindeer who shifts between adorable and powerful forms is no small task. In the trailer, we catch a glimpse of a small, antlered figure standing in the snow, his silhouette instantly recognizable to anyone who has followed One Piece for years. The design looks faithful yet modernized, and while the teaser doesn't reveal every detail, it sends a strong message. Chopper is here, and he's going to steal the show. This trailer update doesn't just show us where the series is heading, it also proves Netflix is listening to fan concerns. Many viewers had doubts about how Season 2 would handle the more fantastical characters after the relatively grounded feel of Season 1, but with these first glimpses, it's clear the creative team isn't shying away from the magic and wonder that define One Piece. Instead, they're leaning into it with confidence. The snowy atmosphere, the heightened drama, and the carefully placed Chopper tease all suggest that Season 2 will be even bolder, more emotional, and more ambitious than before. As the trailer closes, the energy is undeniable. The crew's journey feels bigger, the stakes feel higher, and Chopper's shadow reminds us that a new era of the Straw Hats is beginning. Fans around the world are already dissecting every second of this footage, and if this is just the beginning, we can expect the next updates to be even more explosive. One thing is certain, Chopper's arrival isn't just a reveal, it's the promise of heart, humor, and a whole new dynamic that will define Season 2, for years. Fans have debated how Netflix would handle Chopper's design. After all, he's not like the other Straw Hats. He's not a human, a swordsman, or even a regular fighter. He's a small reindeer who ate the human fruit, which means he talks, walks, and acts with more heart than almost anyone else in the story. And now, with the Season 2 trailer update, we finally have our very first glimpse at what Chopper will look like in live action. Even though the shot is short, it's enough to send shockwaves through the fandom. The trailer shows a silhouette that can only belong to him, a small figure in the snow, his signature antlers curving upward, standing against the icy backdrop of Drum Island. The design choice here is very deliberate. Instead of giving us a full, detailed look right away, Netflix chose to tease Chopper's presence through atmosphere and mystery. This is a clever move because it keeps fans on the edge of their seats, sparking speculation and excitement while leaving room for imagination. For a character as beloved as Chopper, it's better to build anticipation slowly than to spoil his look all at once. What stands out in this first look is the balance between realism and anime accuracy. Chopper is not fully CGI, nor does he look like a cartoon dropped into a live-action setting. Instead, the brief footage suggests a hybrid approach. His fur has a realistic texture. His proportions seem carefully adjusted to avoid looking too exaggerated, and yet the essential cuteness, the big eyes, the round face, and of course the iconic hat remain intact. Fans who feared he would either look too cartoony or too uncanny can breathe a little easier. Netflix appears to be aiming for a design that respects the source material while still fitting naturally into the world they built in. Season 1. But what makes this reveal even more exciting is the way it reflects Chopper's dual nature. In the anime and manga, Chopper shifts between different forms. Sometimes he's a tiny, adorable mascot, and sometimes he's a powerful fighter with a much larger body. The trailer hints at this versatility by keeping his form somewhat ambiguous. Is this his Brain Point, the small and cute version? Or are they teasing one of his combat modes? Fans have already started analyzing the shot frame by frame, pointing out details like the way his stance looks more serious than playful, or how his antlers seem thicker, possibly suggesting he's ready for action. Social media exploded as soon as Chopper's outline appeared. On Twitter, fans shared screenshots with captions like, "He's finally here," and "I can't believe we're seeing Chopper in live action." Some praised the design for capturing his spirit, while others admitted they were nervous about how much CGI will be used in future episodes. The debate is intense, but that's the mark of a great reveal. It gets everyone talking, theorizing, and anticipating the next update. The fact that Chopper trended worldwide within hours of the trailer dropping shows just how much love the fanbase has for him. Of course, there are still big questions that remain unanswered. How expressive will Chopper be? Will his voice be handled by a child actor, a seasoned voice performer, or perhaps a mix of both with digital effects? How will Netflix balance his comedic moments with his emotional backstory? These are concerns that won't be fully addressed until the season premieres, but the first look gives us confidence that the creators are taking him seriously. They know how important he is, not just as comic relief, but as the emotional heart of the crew. Another interesting detail is how the trailer frames Chopper's entrance. Instead of showing him surrounded by the Straw Hats, he's introduced alone in the snow. This mirrors his story arc in the manga and anime, where we first meet him as a lonely outcast, rejected by his herd and misunderstood by humans. The choice to keep him isolated in this first teaser isn't just about suspense, it's about staying faithful to the themes of his character. Chopper's journey is about finding acceptance, about discovering that the place he belongs is with Luffy and the crew. The trailer is already laying the groundwork for that emotional impact. So while we don't yet have the full reveal, this first look is enough to assure fans that Netflix is heading in the right direction. Chopper looks recognizable, faithful, and most importantly, full of potential. It's a small glimpse, but it carries a big promise that when he finally steps fully into the spotlight, he's going to capture hearts all over again, just like he did in the anime and manga. Bringing Tony Chopper into a live-action world wasn't just a creative challenge, it was a massive production gamble. Behind the scenes, the One Piece team knew that this character could make or break Season 2. While the first season wowed audiences with its faithful adaptation of Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and the rest of the crew, Chopper presented a whole new level of difficulty. How do you take a talking, shape-shifting reindeer, who's both comic relief and heartbreaking drama, and make him believable in a world of real actors? That question has haunted the production team from the moment Season 2 was greenlit. From early interviews, the showrunners admitted they were cautious. One of the biggest concerns was tone. In Season 1, the world of One Piece was fantastical but still grounded devil fruits granted powers. Yes, but the setting leaned heavily on practical sets, costuming, and realistic environments. With Chopper, the show had to cross into new territory. A full CGI character could risk looking out of place. A puppet could come across as awkward. Too much realism, and he might lose his charm. Too much cartoon styling, and he might clash with the serious drama around him. Reports suggest that Netflix decided on a hybrid approach, blending practical effects with digital animation. In certain scenes, a physical model of Chopper may have been used for actors to interact with, helping performances feel natural. In others, advanced CGI was layered in to give him expressive movement and emotional depth. This technique mirrors what Hollywood has done with other non-human characters like Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy or Grogu in The Mandalorian. By combining both methods, the show can keep Chopper grounded in the live-action world without sacrificing the heart that makes him special. Another behind-the-scenes element worth noting is the design process. The production reportedly worked closely with Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, to make sure Chopper's look felt authentic. Oda has always been protective of his characters, and he knows how beloved Chopper is to fans around the globe. According to interviews, Oda gave specific notes on Chopper's proportions, especially his eyes and his hat, since those features are essential to his identity. The fact that Netflix is involving Oda so deeply shows their commitment to staying true to the source material. But what might be even more fascinating is how the team prepared to capture Chopper's emotional story. Unlike some side characters, Chopper's backstory is central to the Drum Island arc. His relationship with Dr. Hiruluk and the pain of being rejected by both humans and reindeer gives him one of the most heartbreaking origins in all of One Piece. The behind-the-scenes crew reportedly worked with animal behavior experts and child psychologists to nail the right blend of innocence, vulnerability, and strength in his performance. That's not just about animation, it's about how the audience connects with him on a deeper level. Voice acting also played a huge role in these behind-the-scenes decisions. Casting the right voice for Chopper was just as important as getting his look right. The team needed someone who could balance the playful, high-pitched innocence fans expect, while also delivering the raw emotion of his tragic moments. While Netflix has not officially announced the voice actor yet, rumors suggest they've been searching globally, not just in Hollywood, for the perfect fit. It's clear they want someone who can capture the same magic that Akuya Sawaki and IQ Yutani brought to the Japanese anime versions over the years. One detail that really stands out from production leaks is the way the cast reacted to Chopper. On set, several actors reportedly said that whenever the Chopper model or stand-in was present during filming, it helped them connect emotionally to their scenes. Emily Rudd, who plays Nami, has been particularly vocal about how excited she is for fans to see Chopper, calling him the heart of the crew. If the actors themselves are already forming bonds with the character during filming, that's a strong sign the audience will too. Perhaps the most important behind-the-scenes takeaway is this: Netflix knows Chopper is more than just a mascot. He's not there only to be cute or funny, he's there to remind us of the themes at the core of One Piece: family, acceptance, courage, and dreams. The production team is treating his introduction with the same level of care they gave to the Going Merry or Luffy's iconic straw hat. Every decision, from design to performance, reflects that respect. So, while the first look gave us just a glimpse of Chopper, the behind-the-scenes journey tells us something bigger. It tells us the creative team is willing to take risks, experiment with techniques, and push the boundaries of what live-action anime adaptations can achieve. They understand that Chopper isn't just another character, he's a symbol of why One Piece matters. And when we finally see him fully revealed in Season 2, all of that hard work behind the curtain will pay off in a moment fans will never forget. Chopper's reveal isn't just about design or fan service, it's a sign of where One Piece Season 2 is heading, both in story and in tone. If Season 1 introduced the world of the Grand Line and gave us a crew filled with dreams, then Season 2 is about expanding that world into something deeper, darker, and far more emotional. And Chopper sits right at the center of this shift. The trailer's snowy landscapes and fleeting glimpses of Drum Island set the stage for one of the most memorable arcs in One Piece history. This is the moment where the Straw Hats transition from being a fun-loving group of adventurers to becoming a family who will do anything for one another. Chopper's story, full of loneliness, rejection, and hope, is the emotional anchor for this transformation. By introducing him now, Netflix is signaling that Season 2 isn't just going to be about bigger battles or flashier Devil Fruit powers, it's about heart, It's about showing why the Straw Hats aren't just pirates, but a found family. Think about what Chopper represents. He's a character caught between two worlds, too human for the reindeer, too animal for the humans. His pain is universal, feeling like you don't belong anywhere. And yet, when he meets Luffy, he discovers a place where differences aren't weaknesses but strengths. This theme of belonging is what gives Drum Island its power, and it's what will give Season 2 its emotional weight. The trailer hints at this with its focus on Chopper's isolated silhouette, alone in the snow now, but destined to stand alongside his crew soon from a storytelling perspective. Chopper also opens the door to new narrative stakes. His introduction brings in Dr. Kureha, a mentor figure who adds wisdom and wit to the story, and Wapol, the selfish king whose cruelty highlights the world's corruption. These characters deepen the political and emotional layers of the series, giving viewers more than just straightforward adventure. They set the stage for conflicts that are both personal and epic, blending the intimate struggles of one reindeer with the sweeping battles of nations. But Chopper's addition also means the Straw Hats themselves will evolve. In Season 1, we saw Luffy's optimism inspiring Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sangi to commit to the crew. In Season 2, Chopper will test that bond. He's fragile, inexperienced, and unsure of himself. He doesn't immediately see his own worth. Watching how the crew embraces him, protects him, and pushes him to grow will not only develop Chopper as a character, but will also deepen the Straw Hats as a whole. Every interaction, from Luffy's encouragement to Nami's compassion, will remind the audience that this crew is more than just a group of pirates. They're a family built on acceptance. From a production standpoint, Chopper's reveal also shows us how bold Netflix is willing to be moving forward. Many wondered if the show would shy away from the more fantastical elements of One Piece. Season 1 introduced powers like Buggy's Chop Chop Fruit and Arlong's Fishman, but Chopper is on another level entirely. By leaning into his character, Netflix is proving they aren't afraid to embrace the weirdness, the magic, and the wonder that make One Piece so unique. If they can pull off Chopper, it opens the door for even bigger and wilder storylines in future seasons. Characters like Brook, Frankie, and even whole arcs like Enies Lobby and Thriller Bark suddenly feel possible. Most importantly, though, Chopper's arrival means the emotional stakes of One Piece are about to skyrocket. Fans of the anime and manga know just how devastating his backstory is. The flashbacks to Dr. Hiriluk, the pain of losing the only person who believed in him, and the bittersweet moment when Chopper finally decides to sail with Luffy. It's one of the most gut-wrenching and inspiring moments in the series. By committing to this arc, Season 2 is promising to deliver not just action, but powerful storytelling that will resonate even with viewers who've never touched the anime or manga. And if we look closely at the trailer's tone, we can already sense the shift. The pacing is slower, the imagery heavier, the music swelling with more emotion. This isn't just about setting up another adventure, it's about preparing the audience for heartbreak, healing, and hope. Chopper's first look isn't just a design tease. It's a signal that Season 2 will dig deeper into the themes that make One Piece timeless: friendship, sacrifice, and the belief that no dream is too strange or too big. So, what does this mean for fans? It means get ready for a season that will make you laugh, cry, and cheer louder than ever. Chopper isn't just the newest member of the crew, he's the heart that will redefine what the Straw Hats mean to each other. His reveal tells us that Netflix is ready to push the boundaries of live-action adaptations, and more importantly, it tells us that One Piece Season 2 is about to be bigger, braver, and more emotional than anything we've seen so far.